France, about 72 million years ago. The climate was predominantly warm, lacking significant ice caps at the poles. This warmth also supported the growth of semi-tropical ecosystems. However, in mountainous regions like this elevated plateau, seasonal snow and possibly some ice would have been present, especially at the highest altitudes. Pyroraptor, a carnivorous dromaeosaurid. Pyroraptor was a small, bird-like predatory theropod that featured enlarged, curved claws on the second toe of each foot, specifically designed for hunting. These claws measured 2.6 inches in length. Similar to other dromaeosaurids, these claws may have served as both weapons and climbing aids. The two known teeth of Pyroraptor are flattened and curved backward, with the rear edges displaying finer serrations compared to the front. As a member of the dromaeosaurid family, Pyroraptor likely boasted well-developed forelimbs equipped with curved claws, and it probably maintained balance with a long, slender tail. Additionally, Pyroraptor was covered in feathers, much like many of its relatives, such as Microraptor, which also exhibited plumage. The first dromaeosaurid fossils found in France were of Pyroraptor, which was labeled a nomen dubium due to the fossil material being collected from different locations than the holotype and lacking enough diagnostic features for a new species designation. One of Pyroraptor's authors noted that similar reasoning could apply to Pyroraptor olympias, as its remains faced the same issues. In a 2009 report on new dromaeosaurid remains related to Pyroraptor, earlier claims were addressed, emphasizing that the original description clearly distinguished the holotype from associated material, with some pieces likely belonging to the same individual. However, the fragmented nature of Pyroraptor remains leaves its individual status uncertain, supported by a 2012 study suggesting at least 2 individuals. Additionally, the critique regarding insufficient diagnostic features for Pyroraptor was countered by new overlapping remains from the same site as the holotype, introducing new traits and confirming Pyroraptor's validity. The authors also noted that the first paleontologists did not provide sufficient diagnostic traits to validate Pyroraptor as a legitimate species. Pyroraptor fossils have been found in Europe, but specifically France and Spain. The initial remains of Pyroraptor were found in southeastern France, specifically in Provence. French paleontologists described and named it in 2000, with Pyroraptor olympias being the type species and currently the only known species. The generic name is derived from the Greek word pyr, meaning fire, and raptor, which is Latin for thief, as its remains were uncovered following a forest fire in 1992. The specific name comes from Mont Olympe, the mountain in Provence where the animal's remains were discovered. A substantial amount of evidence indicates that dromaeosaurids were feathered. Certain dromaeosaurid fossils exhibit long, pennaceous feathers on their hands and arms remiges, along with tail rectrices, in addition to shorter, down-like feathers that cover the body. Other fossils, while lacking direct impressions of feathers, still showed the bumps on the forearm bones where long wing feathers would have been attached during their lifetime. Zalmoxes, a herbivorous iguanodonid. Zalmoxes is a relatively small genus of bipedal herbivores characterized by a large triangular head and a beak. The larger species, zalmoxes, is known from a subadult measuring 8.2 feet long and an early juvenile at 3.9 feet in length, while subadult zalmoxes typically range from 6.6 to 7.9 feet long. An adult zalmoxes could reach up to 8.2 feet in length and weigh around 99 pounds. There is also an unnamed species of zalmoxes that is recognized for its larger size, with an adult measuring 2.9 meters (9.5 feet) long. It is believed that the small size of zalmoxes resulted from island dwarfism. However, when examining the species of zalmoxes individually, it becomes evident that other specimens followed the general size trend of their relatives, suggesting that zalmoxes may have experienced slight dwarfism. Zalmoxes exhibited a relatively fast growth rate and a shortened growth period, indicating that this dinosaur might have employed a distinctive growth strategy. Zalmoxes exhibits a sturdier physique compared to its ancestors and more closely related species. The ontogenetic growth within the species is fairly well documented, as juvenile specimens have been identified. It is suggested that the creatures from the Hatzeg Basin, which were smaller than their counterparts found in other regions, evolved through a process known as insular dwarfism. Fossils representing both species of zalmoxes have been discovered in Romania, with both species being exclusively located in the Hatzeg Island area. Zalmoxes fossils have been found in Europe, but specifically France and Romania. A research article published in 2003 indicated that zalmoxes probably fed on a diet rich in tough, fibrous vegetation, including soft shoots, horsetails, angiosperms, pteridophytes, and ferns. Subsequent research revealed that zalmoxes were capable of processing and digesting plants with 3 carbon compounds, which are known for their superior digestibility and nutritional benefits. In contrast, while 4 carbon compound plants excel in photosynthesis under hot and arid conditions, they tend to offer lower nutritional value and pose greater challenges for digestion. The term zalmoxes is commonly linked to a deity from Thracian, Dacian mythology as well as a genus of dinosaurs. It refers to the god Zalmoxes, or Zalmoxes, worshipped by the Thracians and Dacians. This god was thought to have been resurrected after spending time in a crypt, much like how dinosaur fossils are brought back to life from the earth. The zalmoxes have been pursued by the Pyroraptor pack for quite some time. They believe they have successfully evaded the pack, but this assumption is incorrect. One Pyroraptor is stealthily approaching them, for if the entire pack launches an attack, the zalmoxes will undoubtedly flee. The solitary Pyroraptor patiently awaits the arrival of its pack, eager to share the meal. They leave nearly nothing behind, as the pack is unaware of when their next meal will come. Therefore, it's crucial to relish this one.